Hey everyone, my name is Jerry. Welcome to the 10x Your Success Story Online Summit, where 30 experts will share their skills, secrets, and shortcuts to help you achieve your most ambitious dreams. Again, my name is Jerry and I am your host. Our guest is the founder of Sharp Rocket. It is one of the leading SEO companies here in the Philippines focused on link building and content marketing. He is also the author of Career Crossover, a book about career transitions and identifying career tracks. And he's been in the internet marketing space for almost 9 years now. Let us welcome Mr. Venchito Tampon.
Hi,
Hi,
Jerry.
bro. Yeah.
Hello. It's a
How's it
pleasure to
going?
have.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
you're doing great. It's doing great. It's working on a holiday.
Yeah.
Working on a holiday. Yeah.
Yep. So,
Yeah.
bro, let's go ahead and let me ask you, what is your core skill, and how
Yeah.
did it help you achieve your success right now?
Sure. My core skill would be in the area of link building. So
Okay.
if you are familiar with search engine optimization is simply just helping our clients to rank in the search results for their target keywords. And once they rank in those target keywords, they'll be able to get more visits, traffic, and generate more sales. And so one of the core area of search engine optimization is link building and content marketing. So we create content assets for our clients and try to build links from other relevant blogs and sites for those client sites to be able to rank high in search
Oh.
results. So that's one of the main core skill. And I would say the reason it helped me to really achieve certain level of success is that I was a content writer way back in 2013 to 2014. I
Mm.
was hired as a virtual assistant, like most of the freelancers here in the Philippines
Yeah.
started. And so from that, I became curious about this search engine optimization because I was writing for SEO keywords, and I have to put those SEO keywords when writing the articles. And so became curious what are those things, and then tried to learn it. And then I think there are certain opportunities that happened that time. I was hired by one of the top SEO experts in the world, who is John Cooper, and he trained me, mentored me on the link building side, and I learned it by myself. And, attended online courses, webinars, a lot of trainings, and try to understand what the market is. And then from that time, I think it was 2015 that I started the agency after 2 years of learning, all of the things, how to market the service, so on and so
Mm.
forth. Yeah, I think that's the short version of my long story.
Awesome, awesome. All right. So I'm just curious, how are you doing the building? Can you give us like a short summary of how you're
Sure.
doing it?
Sure. Basically, we just identify the industry of the client. Let's say the client that we have right now, for example,
Mm.
is selling guitars, electric guitars, and
Oh.
any musical instruments. So it's an e-commerce website based in the U.S. in Florida. And so what we are trying to do is to identify any blogs, publishers, any websites that are relevant, that are in the music space. And so what we do is we create a spreadsheet, we make a list of those sites and blogs.
Mm-hmm.
So we have some metrics meaning they are the requirements for us to identify if this specific blog has good authority, if this specific website has some good engagement and following already. And so from that, once we already have that list, we proceed to creating content. So a content is basically just a video, text, or audio that is published on the blog. And so we reach out to these publishers and try to give them some valuable content that they will be able to publish on their blogs. And below the within those text or within those content pieces, that's where we get links to our clients.
All right. So basically, you're identifying like websites and other content publishers who are directly related to your client, and then you're asking them to publish your contents, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
All right. So, um, Vincito, you have experienced a lot of success already in your life. I mean, you have from a VA, you have created your own agency, and right now you are in this space for almost 9 years now. What other experience are you looking to, get and what drives you?
I think I'll answer the question first. I think one of the challenges now as an agency is to scale the
Mhm.
process and all of the operate we have in terms of sales, acquiring new clients, and we've been I think for 4 years. We'll be celebrating our four years as a company this coming August,
Nice.
and so the one of the challenge. Yeah, really. I mean, when you're starting, the only challenge is for you to make some profits, and as you go along, there will be stagnant. There will be fluctuation in terms of
Mhm.
sales, in terms of profit. So I think sustainability is already there. The only thing the only challenge is that we've got to scale this. The adjective that we have, 10x. It should be
Yep.
10x. You need to experience growth. 10x or 20x. I think that's the challenge, and I'm looking forward to that. We are building a lot of relationships and expanding our networks. This November we'll be going to Thailand and Singapore, attend SEO conferences, expanding our networks. Next year I'll be going to Europe. I'll be speaking in Poland and in Ireland. So those kind of things allowed me to expand the networks, not just to gain clients but also to build that brand. And I think one of the major mistakes of many online influencers and experts is just they try to ignore networking offline. I think
Mhm.
those are things that really drive the business forward. And I just no we can do chatting, we can do online webinars, but there's still value with offline networking. That's
I
something
agree.
that
Yeah.
I look forward to. Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah,
So you're looking to 10x your bring your agency to the next level. I mean, you
yes,
said that you're already say sustainable, right? But
yeah,
there are just challenges when it comes to 10xing your current results. Awesome.
yeah.
All right, but let's go to the meat and potatoes of our interview. Um, really, I'm really curious. Let's say that, knock on wood, um, you lose everything. I mean, you lose your agency, you lose all your assets, your business, your contacts, and everything that you have right now is your core skill. I mean, that's the only thing that remains, which is link building. You said that that's your core skill, right? How are you going to get everything back? What are the next 3 steps that you're going to do to recoup everything?
Okay. I think that's a tough question, but I think one of the practical things that I would do if that happens is I would apply as an employee.
Hmm.
So that's one of the practical things. I
Exactly.
mean,
Yeah.
people would start another business. No, no. I mean, the only way for you to go back, because I think the best thing that happened to me is I was able to acquire skills, and skills are already inherent in one's personality, in one's character already. So you already have that character, that attitude, that perseverance already. So the only thing that those things remained in you. And so once you started to become an employee, you can go up the corporate ladder fast because you already have those skills.
Hmm.
So I'll probably start applying to any corporate jobs, and from that, learning new ropes, already expanding my networks. And I think networks are very important. Even though you failed in your business, there's still friends who we can you can refer clients to you because they knew that you already have the skill, and you can really provide value to your future clients. And so I think the practical way would be to start or apply as a corporate employee.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, most people would think about, jumping on to the next venture, right? But if you're not ready, that's the most practical way of doing it. All right. So your step one would be to apply as an employee and then go up
Yeah.
the corporate ladder
Yes.
because you have the skill sets already, and it would be
Yeah.
easier for you to get promoted, right? After you do that, what's your step two?
I think would start to identify if link building is really something that I'm very competent.
Okay.
Um, in other words, I've got to try a lot of things. Many young professionals today, they look their they look at their passion as their, a one and end goal in life. And if you look at those passion things, those hobbies, most of them aren't really making some money. They're just trying to, there are a lot of vloggers and influencers out there, but they don't really make some money. So
Exactly.
the I would start probably with, building my competence, identifying, trying to acquire a lot of skills, expanding all of those things. Within, I'm 25 and I still have a lot of time. I can still, take some rest in terms of I can be a generalist. And my goal in life is around 35 or 40 would start to specialize in one thing. But for now, I would start to, expanding my networks, acquiring skills, and then from it's like a starting stage for me. And so once I go up to the corporate ladder, I started to, expand all of those things. Then I would specialize in one area.
Okay.
And then once I already specialize in one area, then I know that I could provide value to whether it's in the consulting side, whether it is in an agency providing services, whatever it is, whatever platform that I might have in the future. Those things would allow me to, go to the next level, and I would be able to gain profits from that.
All right. I'm just curious, bro. What kind of skills are you looking to acquire on this step?
Yeah, yeah. I think one of the overlooked skill is in terms of communication or in
Mm-hmm.
public speaking.
Okay.
I've been doing speaking engagements for almost 3 or 4 years now. So when I started my agency, um, schools, local schools here in the Philippines, and some companies are inviting me to, to speak about, to inspire their people, about leadership, marketing, social media. And so another skill besides link building would be, public speaking skills, communication skills.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of public speakers already. The only differentiator is that if they have that deep experience, the depth of their experience and their competence is really what matters. Companies and schools are paying not for their, looks and appearance. These companies are paying because these speakers have that deep experience and competence.
Yeah.
And so that's another skill that I would probably, try to improve as early as possible.
All right. So it seems to me that communication skills is really one of your key skills when it comes to building your company. I mean, you said that you've been getting speaking gigs for almost 4 years now, and it's um, and if I'm going to connect it, you used it as a way to grow your business, right?
Yes.
You can you tell our audience how important it is for us to develop our communication skills in order to 10x our success and build our business.
Sure. Public speaking is a very good, very good platform to build your authority, offline, both offline and online. And so when people look at you, when people watch you, and people see you, and
Mhm.
you've got this experience, you've got this content that really provides value, then these people will just come to you. I mean, I've done a lot of talks in local SEO conferences, and I'm looking forward to international SEO conferences. And every time, and I praise God for that, because every time that every after I ended my talk, there would be people come to me, asking for, business cards, and then they try to, if you could actually provide services to them. So it's really easy for you to, generate clients if you're able to
Mhm.
pick and communicate, deliver well in your content. Um, and so that's the main differentiator of people who are just participants in a seminar, and from those people who can actually speak and communicate their content effectively.
Right. I think that's also one of the ways to build your expertise, right? I mean, you will be perceived as an expert once you start speaking in stage, right? And that's why
Yes.
I think that's why you are attracting people after you speak, because they look at you as an expert, and in that way, they are convinced that you could help them solve their problems, right?
Yes. Yes. Especially if you are, you're providing some case studies in your content,
Hmm.
case studies for your, about your previous clients that you invested these things, you made your effort to really help these clients and businesses grow. And so those case studies, they are proofs of your works that you can actually deliver. And that itself is actually a sales pitch, and you don't have to, sell your services, to your or your products to your audience. The case study and your story itself, it's already a sales pitch.
Awesome, awesome. All right, so let's recap. Your step one would be to, get a job and rise up the ranks because you have already the skills, right? And then your step two would be to identify if your core skill, which is link building, is where your competence is. And if not, you would acquire and build a lot of competence, a lot of skills, right? And then what's your step three?
Okay. Step three is I will specialize in one area.
All right.
If I already have, 3 or 5 skills already, I think I need to specialize one. And that's a lot of there's a lot of risk. There's a lot of risk in that movement. But the case here is this: once you've already identified that specialized area, you can invest a lot of your efforts. The Malcolm Gladwell calls this the 10,000 hour rule.
Yep.
You got to invest 10,000 hours in a specific skill in order for you to master it in the long run. And so from that point of view, it would specialize in one area, one skill.
Right. So if it were you, for example, what area would you be specializing in?
Okay. I'm still not sure, but for now, it will be link building. But I'm looking forward to specialize in corporate training and speaking. I think that's something that I'm looking forward to acquire another area in my life.
Awesome. So let's just again recap your 3 steps. Your step one would be, if you lose everything, your first move would be to apply for a corporate job and to rise up the ranks, right? And then step two would be to identify again your core skill. And if you still don't have any core skill, you acquire and build your skills over time. Then your third step would be to specialize in one thing. Once you gather 3 to 5 skills, you just pick a skill that you're going to specialize in, and then immerse yourself for 10,000 hours, as you said. As Malcolm Gladwell said, right? It's the 10,000 hour rule. So that you're going to master that skill. All right. Did I miss anything?
Yeah, I think that's all. If you can specialize in one, and companies and individuals are paying for specialists really, really high. There's a really high amount of money if you can actually specialize.
I agree, because if you look at it on a medical perspective, right? General doctors don't get paid as much as specialists who, operates on the brain, right? There's just only a few neurosurgeons here in the Philippines. Compare them with, general doctors. So I agree with what you said, that people who specialize are really paid ultra well.
Yep, definitely.
Let's go to the last question. What do you want to contribute to the world, and how are you planning on doing it?
Sure. I think contribution would be if I don't want to sound cheesy or it's like a cliche, but I want to give some inspiration to some millennials, and not just inspiration, but because inspiration is already overrated already. I want to educate the young generation that success is not easy. Success is just an outcome of the right behaviors, and those right behaviors are outcomes of your right thinking. And so those kind of things I would like to educate the young generation, that if they really want to succeed in life, whatever it is, whether it's in their career, in their personal life, in their finances, they've got to work hard. There's a scripture in the Bible. It says that all hard work brings profit. In other words, if you are you are a very hardworking person, that you can actually gain a lot of profit. It is very simple, but I think there are a lot of millennials who have this YOLO kind of thinking, that you only live once.
Yep.
So they spend a lot of money without thinking of their future, and that's a mess if you think about it. And so I think inspiring a lot of the young generation, as well as the older generation, that they still can connect with us, and or to this generation, if only they can, make some efforts. And I will be doing that. I'm already doing that. I'm doing public speaking engagements to schools, and in the next few years I'll be writing more books. So
Mhm.
Career Crossover will be, we're almost out of printing already in our first printing. And so I would probably start another or write another book in the next 2 years, and continue to do that until 75 or 80. I'm not sure.
All right. Do you have an idea on what book you're going to write next?
I was thinking more of the millennial behaviors, and another topic would probably dive into is the social media,
Mm.
finding that identity, because there are a lot of millennials who don't really know their identities, because they try to compare themselves with, with their uh, peers, with their friends, with their classmates, with their batchmates when they were in high school or elementary. So they have this, once they compare themselves, they lose their identity, and identity, self-worth is very important. If you really want to succeed, you've got to know where you really stand. You've got to be founded as a person. So yeah.
All right. Those are two great book ideas, if I may say so myself. I mean, a lot of people, especially on our generation, would probably be, looking for their identity, and they feel lost because they don't know, what to do in their life, and they don't have any direction. So I guess that book that you're thinking about writing is really a good, it would bring about a good message. All right. So boom, we're done with our interview. Thank you, bro, for sharing with us your secrets and skills. Do you have any free resources that we could give away to our audience, or maybe how we could follow you?
Sure. You can follow me at my Facebook page. That is facebook.com/Venchito Tampon. That is VENCHITO TAMPON. If you want daily tips on career or work, life, everything,
Hmm.
you can like my page. I post two new content every day.
Awesome.
Just very short, I mean, very bit-sized tips that will really help you. And also, if you want to know more about me, you can follow my website, personal website. That is www.venchitotampon.com. I also have a blog in there, so you can read some of my posts about career. Those things really can really help you, right?
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so again, that's facebook.com slash Ventuto Tampon. The link would be posted at the bottom of the video. And on his website, that is www.venchitotampon.com. All right,
Yeah.
thank you very much for spending your time with us, brother.
Thank you very much, Jake, for having me here. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure.
Awesome. Bye bye.
Bye bye.